will start shortly. The second session is about problem solving using ML. The resource person is Dr. Ramalingaswamy Cheruku, the assistant professor from NIT Waranagal. Now I would like to read out his profile. Dr. Ramalingaswamy Cheruku did his BTech in computer science in the year 2008 from Jawaharlal Technological University, Kakinada. Later, he completed his MTech in computer science from Indian Institute of Information Technology and Management. He obtained his PhD degree in the area of machine learning and data mining from National Institute of Technology, Goa. And he worked initially in data consultancy services as a system engineer, and he worked as an assistant professor in different educational institutions, namely IIIT Naya Raipur. And currently, his research areas are machine learning, deep learning, data mining, optimization, soft computing. Currently he is working as assistant professor at the Department of Computer Science, NIT Waranagal. So with this, I would like to welcome Dr. Ramalingaswamy Cheruku for his session. Sir, please start the session, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Cheruku, for introducing the participants.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Vikram Kumar, for introducing me to the participants. So, I think already the speaker in the previous session, I think Sir has covered mostly about neural networks part. Am I right? I mean, just because when I'm briefing out the session, about the session, I came to know that Sir has discussed about artificial neural networks. Am I right? Because based on that, I have to change my content. So can anybody respond that what Sir has taught on whether Sir has given introduction to any neural networks, or shall I begin with the neural networks and then
that are used in the mechanical domain? So your main area is about the overview of AI and ML, sir, and its applications.
Okay.
So can I go in detail about how ENN works and type of ENN
applications? Okay. Now, so can I go in detail about how the ENN works and type of ENN, specialty of ENN?
Connectivity between AI, ML, and DL, sir, and also neural networks. And after giving that introduction to those topics, he immediately switch over to the applications, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. No. Thank you, sir, for letting me.
Yeah, most of the times, is my screen visible?
Yes, sir. Your speak visible, but it's looking blurred.
Yeah, the most of the times I will.
Your
is
image
my screen
is blurred,
visible?
Yes, sir. Image is blurred, sir.
Yes, sir.
Maybe to the fan, which is running behind.
Maybe to the fan, which is running.
Yes, sir. Voice is audible, sir, clearly. Voice is audible, but the image is blurred.
Is my voice audible? My voice clear to all?
Timing and switch off the fan and then from the fan
If you want to take any snap, then I will, for the time being, I will switch off the fan, then immediately I will switch on the fan, then to continue the session. Or can I turn off the
please
video?
switch off your video, sir, and please share the screen, sir, so that whether it is visible or not, we'll check it, sir.
Oh, I'm turning off my video.
I already shared my screen.
What I'm sharing? I shared, I think already. I already shared my screen. Please let me.
Action running machine.
There's a.
Are you able to see?
No, sir. It's
Action
not
running
visible. Your
machine.
screen is not shared properly.
I shared my screen, sir. Already shared my screen and artificial neural networks There's a green color background.
I shared my screen, sir.
It's not
Already I shared my screen and
coming, sir. Your screen is not
artificial neural
presented on the screen,
networks.
sir.
There
The
is a green
actual
color
content is
background
not
now.
visible. You please
I shared my screen.
select. Okay, sir. Now it's loading.
Enter.
Huh?
So there's a delay actually.
Enter. So there is a delay, I think.
Is it okay now?
No, sir.
No?
No, sir.
No artificial neural network.
No, sir. Not visible.
Is it okay now?
Maybe not presented properly. So you please
Now-
select entire screen,
now
sir.
artificial neural
At the time of
networks.
sharing the screen, please select the entire screen and try to share.
Let's see. Okay, let me first stop this share screen. Your entire screen.
Let's see. Okay, let me first stop this share screen.
Now you start select your
Your entire screen.
PPT, sir. After selection of entire screen, at the bottom of the screen of your
What
computer,
about-
you can select your file, sir. PPT file.
Yes, I see it.
Yes, now it's visible. Now it's visible, sir. You please go ahead.
Is it now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I shared some like that.
See, sometimes I will, most of the times I will write on the whiteboard.
See, sometimes I will, most of the times I will write on the Microsoft whiteboard. When as and when I require, I will switch on to the PPT. This is my whiteboard. I hope you will see some blank screen in the white. I am writing something on this red color. Is it visible to you, right? There's a blank screen. I am writing something
sir,
on
yes.
this. Okay, thank you. Now, without further delay, let us go to the topic. So nowadays, everybody is talking about the jargon, the terms called machine learning, deep learning, and AI. So what actually it means in the layman terminology? Okay? So let us discuss it first, and obviously why we require these technologies. I will try to interconnect to the why we require this technology, what is the potential of these technologies in the coming days.
Now, if you see,
Maybe Sir has covered the applications, but the basic knowledge I will try to cover here. Yes. Now, if you see, there is a human being, right? And there is a human
I'm
being.
saying that if this human being, suppose he is born and brought up in some different
Suppose
state.
this
Suppose he
human
is born and
being,
brought up in
I am saying that this human being, suppose he is born and brought up in some different state. Okay? Suppose he is born and brought up in Telugu state.
Suppose the same person, as soon after he is born,
He used to speak Telugu, right?
he could have
He
born
used
and
to
brought
speak
up in
Telugu.
Karnataka. But he would have
Suppose
speak
the same person, as soon after he is born, he could have born and brought up in Karnataka, but he would have spoken Kannada.
Right. See, the
He
same
would have spoken
person.
Kannada. Same person. The question is the same person.
The same person
Right.
when he
See,
born and brought
the
up in
same
different
person,
place, I can say the place, I can say
when he born and brought up in Telugu state, he used to speak Telugu. But the same person, when he born and brought up in different place, I can say the place, I can say the
the
environment.
same person is behave, he used to speak in different
Environment. If I
language.
change the
So you can say
environment,
the
the same person is behaves, or
you can say
he used to speak
the
in
knowledge.
different
You can say
language. So you can say the capability of speaking in specific language, you can say is a knowledge. You can say, I'm assuming that he has got knowledge in some, because he can speak only, he has a sound knowledge. Otherwise, without knowledge means he has learned some knowledge, and because of that knowledge, he used to speak in Telugu or Kannada language, whatever language you are talking about. You see, the same environment, if the person is exposed to the different kind of environments, and there was some learning is happening, because that's the reason. See, there is a learning happen. Yeah, the same person can speak Telugu and the same person can speak Kannada, depending on the kind of environment is being exposed. Right. It means that human beings have some learning capability. What we can infer from this, the human beings have the learning.
So this is everybody knows. That's why we are learning. Today also you are learning AI and ML. Because you
Capacity
are capable to
or
learn.
learning capability. I can say. So this is everybody knows. That's why we are learning.
Question is,
Today also you are learning AI and ML because you are capable to
we
learn.
have a learning capability. Why?
Now,
Why we require this?
The question is why we require this learning. Yes, we have a learning capability, but why? Why we require this?
Learning. The obvious reason is to solve problems.
Why required? Why we require this
Solving the
learning?
problems.
The obvious reason
The
is
obvious
to
reason
solve the
is to solve the
problems.
problems. Let us take an example. Okay?
Solving
Suppose the
the
same
problems.
person, the same
The
person
obvious
who has
reason is to
exposed
solve the problems.
human body
Let us
for
take one
internal
example.
mistake.
Okay?
Suppose if we show you,
Suppose the same
if we
person,
show you the
the
Chiranjeevi
same
picture,
person who has
he
exposed,
can
he was
identify the
born but
Chiranjeevi,
in
the Chiranjeevi. If you
Telugu.
show
Suppose
any
if you show him,
Telugu actor and
if you
Telugu
show
actress,
him
he can
the
identify
Chiranjeevi
that.
picture,
He
he
can
can
easily,
identify the
with the same
Chiranjeevi.
person,
If you
we
show
can show
any
you,
the Telugu actor and Telugu
say
actress, he
the
can identify
actor
that.
and actress related to the Kannada
He can easily
industry,
identify.
Kannada
In the
industry,
same
Tamil
person,
industry.
if I'm
Always
showing
the candidate,
the
you don't know,
say like the
there,
actor or
there is no
actress related
concept
to the
in that.
The
Then
Kannada industry or
now,
Tamil industry. Nowadays,
suppose the
the
same person
candidate and
is
all everybody knows,
showing
but I'm telling you,
Kannada, but he cannot
suppose there is no
recognize,
concept of
he
internet language.
cannot
There is
recognize.
now.
See,
Suppose the
see,
same person is
let's say what I'm
showing
trying to say
Kannada,
that
but he cannot
if
recognize.
this
He
person
cannot
is trained on a
recognize.
specific other
See,
because he has a
this
limited
means
knowledge
we
on,
say
he
what
has
I'm trying to say
learned,
that
he has
if
learned.
this
How
person
he has
is
learned?
trained
By
on a
watching the
specific
movies.
other
By
because
watching
he
the
has a
movies.
limited
He has
knowledge
learned
on
some
this,
knowledge. Because of that knowledge, he can
he has learned
identify who
how
is
he has
a
learned
Telugu
by
hero or
watching
you
the
can say
movies.
who is a
By
hero
watching the
or who is
movies,
the
he has
villain.
learned
Who is a
some
hero
knowledge.
or villain.
Because of that
Suppose we can
knowledge,
say
he can
I'm
identify
slightly
who
modifying
is
this
a
problem.
Telugu
Slightly
hero, or
modifying
he
this
can say
problem.
who is a hero or
I'm
who is
slightly
the
modifying.
villain, who is
Suppose
a hero
there's a
or villain.
doctor.
Suppose you
Say
can
it is
say,
a doctor.
I'm slightly modifying this problem. I'm slightly
So this
modifying this
doctor you
problem.
can say is
I'm
what I
slightly
can say is
modifying. Suppose there is a doctor. Now, same thing, there's a
oncologist.
doctor. So this doctor you can
Oncologist
say
means
is a, what I
meant
can
for
say is
the
a
cancer specialist, oncologist in cancer.
oncologist.
So there's a person. If any person is approached, any patient has
Oncologist,
come, any
they are
patient
meant
has
for the
come,
cancer specialist.
and
Oncologist, okay,
to
cancer.
diagnose whether a particular
So there's a
patient is
person. If
having
any
cancer,
person
what you
is
will do? The
approached, any
doctor
patient
will
has come,
do some kind
any
of
patient has come,
X-rays,
and
some X-rays,
to
CT
diagnose
scan
whether a particular
images,
patient
and
is
based
having a
on this,
cancer. So what he will
based
do,
on
the
this, he
doctor
can
will
take a
go
decision.
do
He
some
can
kind
take
of
a decision. Like
X-rays,
the
some
positive is
X-rays, CT
cancer
scan
is good
images,
about
and
that.
based
How
on
he
this,
is
he can take
taking
the
a
decision. He can
decision.
take the decision. Like
How
the
he is
positive
taking a
means
decision.
they are
Because
cancer, negative
this
means they don't
person,
have
this
the
fellow,
cancer.
he is an
How he is
oncologist.
taking the
By
decision?
birth he is an oncologist? No.
How
He
he is
has
taking a
become an
decision? Because
oncologist by
this
studying,
person, this fellow, is
by
an oncologist.
studying
By birth, he is an oncologist.
related,
No, but he has become an
related,
oncologist by
related
studying.
concepts.
By studying is
And by experiencing some case studies
related,
related to the cancer. He has studied
related
the books
concepts,
related to the cancer and because he was not become specialist in that. So
and by
means when
experiencing
we
some
study, we
case
get
studies
some
related to the
knowledge.
cancer. He has studied the books related to the
We
cancer,
get some
and
knowledge.
because he wants to become a specialist in that.
Now this
So means
knowledge,
when he is studying, he will get some knowledge.
this knowledge,
He will get some knowledge. Yes.
this knowledge
Now this
will
knowledge,
help you to make the decision.
this
The
knowledge,
idea is a with the help of this. But if you go to the
this
same
knowledge
an RMP
will
doctor and
help
a
you
normal
to
MBBS, he
make the
cannot take any
decision.
decision
Do you agree or not?
because he is
Is
not
with the
specialist
help
in
of this.
that. He is
But
not
if
a
you go to the
knowledge in that.
same an
He is
RMP
not a
doctor
knowledge.
and a normal MBBS, he
Now, what I
cannot
am
make
trying
any
to say here,
decision
so this
because
person
he
has
is not
knowledge,
specialist in
and
that.
with
He is
this
not have
knowledge,
knowledge
he
in
is
that.
making the decision.
He
He
is
is
not in
making the
knowledge.
decision as a positive or
Now,
negative.
what I'm trying to say
Now,
here,
this is the kind
this
of
person have a
problem.
knowledge,
What the problem I
and
can
with this
say,
knowledge
because
is making the decision. He is
why
making
this
the decision
learning
either
is
positive or
required?
negative. Now,
This learning will
this is the kind
provide,
of problem. So, what is the problem?
the
I can say because why
this
this learning
learning,
is
this
required.
learning, studying
This
the books
learning
and
will
all,
provide. This learning will
you will
provide
get knowledge. So the learning will provide
this learning because of this learning,
knowledge, and
studying
with the
the
help of
books
this
and all,
knowledge, you can make
you will
the
get
decision.
knowledge. So the learning will
So
provide
what is the decision? The decision
knowledge,
is nothing
and
but
with the help
solution
of
to
this
your
knowledge,
problem.
you
What is
can
the
make
decision you are
the
doing? The solution
decision.
to problem.
So
What
what
is
is
the
the
problem in
decision?
this case? The problem is
The decision is nothing but solution to
diagnosis
your
of
problem. What is the decision you are doing? The solution to problem.
cancer.
What is the problem in this case?
The
The problem
diagnosis of
is
cancer. That's the problem.
diagnosis of
The solution is, what is the solution?
cancer.
Providing it an oncologist.
The diagnosis of cancer. That's the problem.
Isn't it? Earlier,
The solution is,
before existing of
what is the
AI,
solution?
so what we
Go
do,
and meet
if you
an
want to know
oncologist,
whether you want to diagnose whether you have a fever or not, whether the fever
isn't
is
it?
a fever or
Earlier,
not, whether
before
there is a
existing of
dengue fever
AI.
or not,
So
whether
what we will do? Suppose
what
if
we
you
do,
want to
we
know
take
whether
the
you want to diagnose
evidence
whether you have a
and we
fever
will
or
know,
not, whether the fever is a COVID fever or
based on
not, whether
that, the doctor
it is
will
a
make
dengue fever or not,
decision.
whether it is
The
whatever the
decision
fever.
is
What you will do?
possible.
You will take some evidence
Can I say
and you will
that?
meet the doctor,
This is the
isn't it?
problem.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the
Based on
problem.
that, the doctor will
But
take the decision.
how you
The
got the
decision could be a
solution to this
positive or
problem?
negative.
Guys, how you got the
So can
solution
I
to the
say that
problem? By
this is the
approaching
problem?
a
Yes, it's the problem.
oncologist.
But
That's how you approach
how you got
approaching
the
an
solution to this
oncologist.
problem?
So
Guys,
this
how
is
you got the
why
solution to the
the
problem?
humans are
By
involved here.
approaching
The message that humans are involved here.
oncologist.
The
Right?
humans
By
have knowledge, and this
approaching an
knowledge is
oncologist. Right. So this is
making a
why
decision. That
the
decision
humans
gives
are
solution
involved
to the
here. You
problem.
can say the
Right.
humans are
This
involved
is
here.
right.
The
Now,
humans
question
have
is,
knowledge, and this knowledge is
why we require
helping in
this
making a decision.
knowledge
That
or
decision is nothing
ability
but
to make
solution to a
the
problem.
decision?
Right. Isn't it right?
Now,
Now,
I can
question
make
is,
two observations because here the
why
decisions
we
are
require
being made
this
by the
knowledge or
humans.
learning to
Please
make the
observe.
decision.
The decisions are
Now,
being
I can
made
make
by the
two
humans.
observations because here the
Now, I
decisions are
want to
being
replace
made
the
by the
humans
humans.
today.
Please observe,
And
the decisions are being
I'm going
made
to
by the
do that.
humans.
Instead
Now,
of
I
with
want
the
to
humans,
replace the
I want to
humans
replace
with a
a computer
computer.
or nothing but
I'm
computer
trying to do
program.
that.
Computer
Instead
program
of
means
the
I
humans,
want to
I want to
automate the
replace
things. I
a
want to automate the
computer
thing means
or
instead of
nothing
going to
but
the
a
doctor,
computer
instead of going
program.
to the doctor,
Computer program
what you are
means
trying to do?
I want to
I will give
automate the
my
things.
I will
I
give
want to
my
automate the thing means
X-ray report, just
instead of
X-ray
going
report
to
to
the
the computer
doctor,
program and it will say it will take the
what I'm trying
decision,
to
it will
do,
take the
I
decision.
will give
Means
my
I am
I will give
replacing an
my X-ray
oncologist
report, just
by
X-ray
a
report to
few
the
lines
computer
of code.
program, and it will say it will take the decision. It will
The
take a
experience
decision.
of this
Means I am
oncologist
replacing an
is
oncologist by a few
accomplished
lines
by
of
a
code.
thousand lines of code. A thousand lines
The
of code
experience of this
is
oncologist
will act as
is
if like a doctor. Which is
accomplished
the
by
beauty of
a
this?
thousand lines of the
Means
code.
what is the beauty
A
of this
thousand
thousand
lines of
lines of
code
code? Okay,
will
maybe
act
below
as
that
if
more
like in a
than roughly
doctor.
I'm telling you.
You see
So
the
a
beauty of
thousand lines
this
of code are
means
this number
what
of
is the
lines of
beauty of
code
this
are
thousand lines of code?
replacing
Okay,
the capability
maybe
of
it's
human.
below than that, more
What
than
is the
that. Roughly,
capability
I'm
of
telling.
human being?
So a
Learning
thousand lines of
capability.
code are
What is the
this
beauty of
number
this
of
learning
lines of code
capability?
are replacing
Help to
the
solve the
capability of the
problem.
human being.
Right.
What is the capability of the human
So what are
being?
the problems we are
Learning
solving?
capability.
Are they
What is
simpler?
the use of this
No.
learning capability?
Problems are
It will
complex.
help to
The
solve the
problems are complex.
problems. Right. Joe, what are the problems we are
The
solving?
problems are
Are they
complex.
simpler?
The
No.
problems are complex.
The problems are
What will
complex.
happen?
The problems are
Humans,
complex.
there is a choice that
When
you
the
can do
problems are
the
complex, when
error
the problems are
and they will
complex,
take
what will
more
happen?
time.
Humans,
You agree?
there's a choice that
If the
you can
problem
do
is
the
complex, the human
error
can solve it.
and they
But
will
the thing
take
is, the
more
amount
time.
of time it takes to solve the problem
You agree?
is
When the
maybe
problem is
more.
complex,
Can
the
I
human
say?
can solve it. But the thing is,
Suppose if I
the
say
amount
the
of
addition
time
of two
it takes
numbers,
to
you
solve the
can suppose if
problem
I give 1,000 numbers,
is
add it,
maybe
can you
more.
add it?
Can I
Yes, you
say?
can, but how much you have to take 1 hour, 2 hours
Suppose if I
time.
say addition
But
of
as
two
computer,
numbers, you can do. Suppose
as
if I give
computer,
1,000 numbers, add it.
now when
Can
I'm
you add it?
replacing
Yes, we can. But how much you tell? You take 1 hour, 2 hour
the
time.
human being with the
But
same complex problems
computer,
are
now
solved,
when I'm replacing
solved
the human beings
without
with the
error.
same
There
complex
is no scope for
problems
error because the
are
computer
solved, are
or the
solved
computer program or
without
in a
error.
computer
There
program
is
is
no
correct,
scope
there is
for error
no scope for
because
it. Means
the
a program is
computer
accurate. There is
or
no
the computer
even one
programs
point one
are
one one percent scope for error.
if the
This is
computer program
if a
is
program
correct,
is
there is no
accurate,
scope for
then there
it.
is
Means
no
if a
scope for
program
error.
is
There is
accurate,
0% error.
there is
And
no
the
even
time it will take to solve the problem is
1.1% scope for
very
the error.
less.
If this is so, if the program is accurate, then there is no scope for error. There is 0%
Are you with
error,
me?
and the time it will take to solve the problem
You
is
agree with
very
these
less.
statements? As
Are you with me?
see, and replace the human being
Do you
with the
agree with these
computer.
statements,
What is the advantage you will get?
guys?
There is no scope for errors and the time
See,
it will
I
take
am
to solve the
replacing the
problem.
human
So
being
definitely,
with the
everybody
computer.
wants to solve the
What is
problem
the
with the help of
advantage you will
computer.
get? There is no scope for errors, and the
If I
time it will
want to
take to
solve
solve
with
the
the help
problem.
of
So
computer, how
definitely,
the computer will
everybody
solve the
wants to
problem? I
solve
mentioned
the
that
problems with the help of the
some code
computers.
program.
But the question is, if I want to
Inside
solve
this
it with the help
computer,
of
there is a program.
computers,
This
how the
program will
computer will
solve the
solve the
problem.
problem? I mentioned that some
The
program. Inside this computer, there is a program. This program will solve this problem.
Computer program can learn only
The main idea
program will
is
provide.
the computer program can learn. Please pay attention. The computer program can learn only this program will provide
What does it mean?
learning.
How the humans are solving the problems? Because they have knowledge. How doctors can, how
What does
unconscious
it
can
mean?
solve the problem? Why does now
How the humans are solving the problems?
Because you're not expert.
Because they have knowledge.
Knowledge. Whereas
How
unconscious
doctors can, how
knowledge
unconscious can
does
solve the problem? Why the normal RMP cannot solve?
Instead of oncologist,
Because you're
I'm
not
replacing the
expertise. You
computer
don't have
program.
a expertise knowledge.
Yes, I'm
Whereas
replacing the
oncologists will
problem.
have
But the question is,
knowledge. That's why you
the
can take the
program has to
decision.
be gain
But
some knowledge
instead of
to this
oncologist,
learning.
I'm replacing with the computer
If this
program.
learning capability will
Yes,
provide
I'm assuming that it solve the
gaining
problem.
of
But the
some
question is,
knowledge,
the program has to be gain
and
some
this
knowledge
therefore
through
this
this
knowledge
learning.
can solve the problem.
If this is learning capability will provide some gaining of some knowledge,
Right. Now, question is the computer program
and this
has to
therefore this
have
knowledge
what are
can
the
solve the
program
problems.
I am mentioning here. What are the program I am mentioning
Right?
here?
Now, question is the computer program has to have whatever the
What are the
program
program I
I
am
am
mentioning
mentioning
here?
here.
Should
Whatever the
have
program I am mentioning
learning
here.
capability. The result of the learning capability will gain some knowledge. Okay. How it will get knowledge?
Whatever the
Should
program I
learn
am
that
mentioning
the
here
human how
should
the
have
human beings are learning.
learning capability.
I
If
thought
the
I know
result of the
everything.
learning capability, it will
But
gain some
when I
knowledge. Okay?
experienced
How it will
when
get a
I
knowledge? It
experienced
should
in a
learn
certain
like
case study,
the
a
human,
certain
how the
environment,
human beings
from
are
the
learn.
environment,
By birth, I
again,
don't know anything.
learn. Right?
But
The
when I've
similarly,
experienced, when I
this
experienced to the
program
certain case studies, a certain
will get
environment, from
learn,
the environment, I can
learn.
learn.
And because
Right?
of this
In the
learning, you
similarly,
get some the
this
knowledge.
program
Can say knowledge, they can write another book.
will get
Because of
learn,
this, you get some knowledge.
learn,
This
and
knowledge
because
will
of this
help you
learning, you will get
solve the
some the
problems.
knowledge. I can say knowledge. I can write another box. Because of this, you will get some knowledge.
Solve the problem. But the question
And
is,
this knowledge will
how
help
this
to
program is
solve the
learned.
problems.
How the program. Similar to how the human beings are learned,
Solve the
the
problems.
human
But the
beings
question
are
is how
experienced.
this
Suppose
program
the
is
same
learned.
person, if I am
How
born and brought up in
the
Hyderabad, I
program
will speak
similar
Telugu.
to the
If I am
how
born
the
and brought
human
up in
beings are learned
Karnataka, I will
when
speak
the
how
human
same
beings are
person how it is
experienced.
possible.
Suppose the
The
same person, if I am born and brought
environment
up
is
in
the cause.
Hyderabad,
The
I will
environment
speak
will
Telugu.
impact you.
If I am born and brought
So
up in
that's the reason
Karnataka, I will
you can
speak
say
Kannada.
that
How the same person,
environment
how it is
is
possible?
total here,
Because
the
the
data.
environment is the
Data.
problem. The
So
environment will impact
from the
you.
data,
Okay, so that's the
if the
reason you
program
can say
starts
the
learning, and
environment
when it
is
starts
called
learning,
here the
and we get
data.
some knowledge,
The
and
data.
this knowledge will
So
help you
from the
solve the
data,
problem.
from the data,
So the
your
program,
program will start learning, and when you start
the such
learning, and
program
it will get
will
some knowledge,
provide the
and this
learning
knowledge will help you
capability
solve the
is
problem.
called
So
AI models,
the programs, the such
ML
program,
models,
the such program
are
will
deep learning
provide the
models,
learning
or
capability is called AI
all
models
these models will provide the
or
learning
ML
capability.
models
All these
or
models
deep
are
learning
computer
models.
programs.
All are
What's the difference between the normal programs and these programs?
all these models will provide you the
Guys,
learning
these
capability.
programs
Is it
will
all these models are computer
read the
programs?
data and
What's the
gain
difference between the
the
normal
knowledge.
programs to these
Once they get the
programs?
knowledge, they will
Guys,
solve the problem.
these programs will
Right?
read the data and gain the knowledge.
That is,
And once they
okay,
get the
now,
knowledge,
let's
they
take
will solve the problems.
what is the machine learning program
Right?
and a typical normal
Right,
program
guys?
how to
Okay.
learn.
Now,
Someone can decide,
let
we
us
have
take
a
so
ML program,
what is the machine learning
and we
program
have
or
a
and a typical
normal
normal
typical program. Suppose
program how it is like.
I
Suppose
want
in
to
the side
add two
you have
numbers.
a ML
I
program.
want to add two
In
numbers.
another hand, you have a normal typical
And
program.
the result I'm showing is
Suppose
C is equal
I
to
want
A
to
plus
add
B.
two numbers.
C is equal to A.
I want to add two
How to write
numbers.
typical program? Suppose you write C is equal to
And the
A plus
result I'm
B.
storing
Suppose you
in
write
C.
in
So
simple,
C is
everybody
equal
knows
to
C
A
like
plus
this.
B.
The
C is
main,
equal to A plus B. How you will write typical program?
C is
Suppose you will
equal
write
to
C is
A
equal to
plus
A
B.
plus
This is a
B.
normal
Suppose if I write
program.
in simple, everybody knows C
But what is
language.
machine learning
The main,
program? It's a piece of code.
that's it. C is equal to A
Right?
plus B.
There
This is a
is some
normal
lines
program.
of code. We'll talk about what are these
But what is
lines
the
of
machine
code.
learning program?
These lines
It's a
of
piece of
code
code,
will provide the learning. Learning.
right?
So what are those
There is some
statements
lines
and
of code. We will talk about
value?
what are these lines of code,
Not
how
for
they
this,
will
but
learn.
there are
So
some
these lines
syntax.
of code
There are certain
will
statements
provide
that will
the learning.
provide learning. So
Learning.
to
So what
learn,
are
what
those
we input
statements
for
and all?
this
For the time being,
algorithm, the data.
don't worry. But there are some syntax.
Let's take the
There are certain
data.
statements that will
A,
provide this
B,
learning.
and C.
But to
This
learn,
is
what is the
1,
input for
2,
this for
3.
algorithm? the data.
2, 3, 5, 6,
Let's take the
7,
data. Okay, this is
8,
A, the B, and C.
10,
This is
15,
1, 2,
25,
3, 2,
minus
3,
1,
5,
2, 1,
6,
2
7,
minus 3 minus
13,
1, 0 to
10,
2,
15,
0,
25,
0 to something like whatever it is.
minus 1, 2,
This is the
1,
data.
2
This is
minus
the
3 minus
data.
1, 0 to
Now,
2,
question is, what
2,
is the
0 to
relationship between the
something
C,
like what I did.
A, and
This is
B?
the data. This
I
is
want to find
the
the
data.
relationship between the C,
Now,
A,
question is,
and B.
what is the relationship between
So,
the C,
how
A,
C is
and B?
the depending on A
I want
and
to
B.
find the relationship between
Means
the
C
C,
could be
A,
some
and
function
B.
of A comma B.
So means
C
how
is
C
a
is the
dependent
depending on
variable
A
on
and
A,
B.
C, A means C is
Means
completely depending on
C
A. What is
could
the
be
relation? The
some function
functionality
of
of this?
A comma B.
That is I want to try to
The
find out.
C is
I
a
don't know what is the
dependent
functionality.
variable
But
on
how I have to
AC
do?
A N
I
means C
have to
is
read this
completely depending on
data
A N.
and
What
I
is the
have to
relation,
say
the
that
functionality
what
of
is the
this? So
relationship
that is
between
I want to
the
try to find
A,
out.
B, C. Can
But
I
I
do
don't
it
know
with
what
the
is the
relationship between
functionality.
C, A, B, C?
But how I have to do? I have to read this data and I have to tell that what is the
Yeah.
relationship between the A, B, C. Yeah, can
What is
anybody
it?
tell what
So
is
if
the
I
relationship
give this
between C, A,
data,
B, C?
1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 7. If I ask that what is the relationship between
Yeah.
C and A and B?
What is the suppose if I give this data 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 13. If I ask you that what is the
Then
relationship
A
between the
plus
C
B
and A and B?
is C is equal to A plus
A
B.
plus
A plus
B.
B is equal to C.
How?
A
Exactly.
plus B is equal to C.
C is equal to A
Very good.
because you
A
observe the
plus
pattern
B
and then you have
C is equal
established.
to A plus B.
And as we are human beings,
How
and we
you
already
told
studied
this
what is
C is equal
human
to A B? Because you
behavior,
observe the
and suppose
pattern
if I ask the
and then
same
you have
question to the
established.
illiterate, if I ask
And
the same
as we are
question to
human
illiterate
beings
who has not
and we
studied
already
anything, can he
studied
say that the
what is
relationship
meant
is
by
equal?
addition in
Because
your
we don't know what is
childhood.
addition.
Suppose if I ask the same question to the illiterate, if I ask the same
But you know
question
the
to
knowledge about
illiterate who
addition,
has
that's
not
why you
studied
take the
anything,
decision
can
that
he
C
say
is
that
equal
the
to A.
relationship is equal to because you don't know what is
We are
addition.
human beings, we can do. But how the computer program do?
Because
So
you know
when
the
I give
knowledge
this
about
data
addition,
to
that's
this
why you take the
program,
decision that
this
the C is equal
program
to A
should
plus B.
output C is equal to
We are
A
human
plus
beings,
B.
we can do. But
I
how
don't
the
know what is
program, computer
happening
program do?
inside. The
So
output
when I
should
give
be
this
C is
data
equal
to
to
this
A plus B.
program, so
Now
this
you
program should
can clearly
output
distinguish
C
what
is
is an
equal
ML
to A plus
program, what
B.
is a normal program.
I don't
In
know
a
what is
normal
happening
program,
inside. The
the
output
C
should
is
be
equal to
C is
AB
equal to A plus B.
is
Now you
given
can clearly distinguish what is an ML
explicitly.
program, what is a normal program. In the normal
You can
program,
mention the relationship between
the
C and
C
A
is equal to
explicitly
AB
there. But
is
here,
given
this relationship is
explicitly.
learning. It is a
We will
learning
mention the
situation
relationship between
to
C and
learn
A
the
explicitly
program.
then.
So in a
But
similar
here,
way,
this relationship
if
is
I am trying to map the analysis, so this is the data,
learning.
like some
It is
image,
learning
and
this
from this
relationship.
images,
So that is the
like
beauty
this
of it.
whatever machine learning
So in the
program
similar
is like
way,
a human being.
if I am
So
trying to
when the
map the
data is given
analysis,
by
so this is
human
the
being, how they
data
are
like some
identifying
image,
the relationship.
and
The
from this
same way,
images,
this data
like this, whatever
is
machine
being
learning
given to this
program is
computer
nothing but
program,
human
and it
being.
will read this
So
entire
when the
data
data is
and it will
reading by
understand
human
the
being, how they
relationship
are
between A and B.
identifying that the relationship. In the same way, this
So in the
data is
normal program,
being
the
given to this
relationship is
computer
given.
program,
In the
and it will
machine
read
learning
this entire
program,
data and it will understand
the
the relation
relationship
between
is
A, B, C.
identified. There is explicit, here you have to learn
So in
that
the normal
relationship.
program, the relationship is given.
Right?
In the machine
Understood? The
learning
difference between the
program,
simple C program and
the
the machine learning
relationship is
program.
identified. There is explicit, here you have to learn that relationship.
Guys, understood?
Right? Understood that the difference between the simple C
Right.
program to the machine learning program.
Yes,
Guys,
sir.
understood?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Understood.
It's very, very
Yes,
important that you understand how the machine learning program. So what are the syntaxes and all we will talk about there. It
Yes,
means
sir.
the machine
So it's
learning
very
program
it's
will
very very important that you have to understand
provide the
how the
facility
machine
to
learning program.
learn
So
the
what are the
relationship
syntaxes
among the
and all we will
data.
talk about later. Means
Right? So what
the
is the problem
machine
here? The
learning
problem I can say,
program will
what is the relation, what is the functionality of C
provide the
is equal
facility
to
to
C,
learn the
how C is
relationship
related to
among the
C, what is
data.
the
Right? So
functional
what is the
relationship
problem
between the
here? The
C,
problem I can say,
C is
what is the
equal to
relation? What is the functionality of C is equal to C? How the C is related to the what is the functional relationship between the C?
C
C is
is equal to A plus B. That C is equal to H. So nothing
C
but
is
C
equal
is
to
equal to F of A comma B. So what is the function? Yeah,
A
the F,
plus
the
B.
functionality, the addition. You can say
That
that
C is equal to
addition
H.
is
So nothing
given
but C is
explicitly
equal to
here.
F of
Here it is
A
the
comma B.
learning. That's the difference.
So what
Okay?
is the function? F?
It's
The F, the functionality is addition. You can say this addition is given explicitly here. Here it is the learning. That's the difference.
by the
Okay.
data. So the
So
data is playing very, very
both are
crucial
not
role
same.
in
Machine learning
machine
program and
learning.
normal program.
And
Normal
remember
program,
that you have to
the logic is already
every machine
given.
learning
In this,
algorithm
the logic is
and
learned by the
because where
data.
you will
So the
learn
data is play a very,
how
very
you get
crucial
the
role in
how
the
you
machine
gain the
learning.
knowledge without
And
getting
without
this
data, you
problem.
cannot do anything in the machine learning. Every machine learning algorithm is
Now we
because
have
where
seen
you will
that
learn the from how you will get the how you will gain the knowledge without there is no data,
we
right?
have seen that if I am putting it all together,
Now we have seen
so
that
there is a data, but then first of all there is a problem,
we have seen that
complex problem. I
if
can
I am
say the
putting it all the
complex
together,
problem. So this problem,
so
how you
there is a
will
data.
solve?
So
I
there is
want
a
to
first of all there
solve
is a
the
problem,
problem. There are two approaches.
complex
So one
problem.
is
I can
human
say it is
can
a
solve it,
complex
but
problem.
they will take more
So this
time
problem,
and
how you will solve?
but human
I
can do
want
the
to solve
mistakes.
this
So that's
problem.
why I would give it to the
There are two
computer.
approaches. So one
I
is
want to
human
solve the
can solve it,
computer.
but they
How the
will take
computer will
more
solve?
time and less
So the
reliable because
computer,
human can do the
computer means
mistakes.
a
So
program,
that is
ML
I am
program,
giving to the
therefore ML
computer.
program. So what is the input
I
for
want
this
to solve
ML
the computer,
program?
but how the
First we should
computer will
have
solve?
the problem
So in the
specific
computer
data
also,
and
this
this
computer
data is
means
given
a
to the
program, ML program, with the help of ML
ML
program.
program.
So what is the
So
input for
where
this
the
ML
ML
program?
program, we have a
So
learning
first you should have
capability because of this
the
learning
problem
problem you get the
specific
knowledge
data,
and
and
this
this
will help
data
you
is
to solve
given
the
to the
problem.
ML program. So where the ML program,
But
we
this
have a
is
learning capability. Because of this
more
learning capability,
robust
you get the
because
knowledge,
it's solved
and
by
this will help you
computer
solve the
and the
problem.
computer never do the mistakes and there is a less scope for the errors
Because this
and
is
0% errors we can say and
more robust
they do
because
the
this is
faster
solved by the
decision making.
computer, and the
Right?
computer
That's the
never do the
reason we
mistakes,
are
and there is
trying
a
to they
less scope
automate the
for the
things with
errors,
their
and not
computer. So
0% errors
that's
we can
why.
say,
So
and
what is this
they do
program? How
the
we can
faster
achieve this
decision
problem?
making,
So how we can achieve the
right?
problem
So
solving
that's the reason we will
capability
trying
using
to
a
they
model,
automate the
ML
things with the
model.
help of
The
the
question is,
computers. So
what
that's
are the
why.
different
So
type
what are
of
these programs? How we can achieve this
application
problem? So how we
solving?
can achieve
Different types of
the problem
problems.
solving
Let us have a
capability
glance about the
by
types of
AI
problems.
models or ML
Now,
models. The question is,
so
what
let's
are the different type
make you
of
understand what are the
problems
different type
we
of
will
problems
solve
that
it?
are there
So
in the
types
real
of
time
problems.
and that
Let us have a
are
glance over the
solved by
types of
using
problems.
your machine
Now,
learning models and all this stuff.
so let us to make
Now,
you understand what is the
what are
different
the
type
different
of
type of
problems
problems? I can
that are
say
there in the real time and that are
classification.
solved by using your machine learning models and all this stuff. Okay.
What is the
Now,
classification problem?
what are the different type of
Suppose
problems? I can
there is a
say
data, so you have to say that
classification.
which class is belongs to. Like suppose there is a chest X-rays.
What is the
So there is a
classification
chest
problem?
X-ray 1 and chest X-ray
Suppose
2 and
there
this
is
is
a
given to
data,
the
so you have to
ML
say that
program.
the which class is belongs
So
to.
this
Like
ML
suppose
program has to
there is a chest
classify
X-rays.
whether these
Suppose there is
chest
a chest X-ray
X-rays
one
will
and chest
represent
X-ray two, and this
a
is given to
patient
your ML
of
program.
positive class means people
So
look
this
like
ML
a
program
the
has to
person who is having a
classify
cancer.
whether these chest X-rays will represent a patient of positive class, means people look like a person who is having a cancer,
Like a cancer and are these chest X-rays look like a person who is having a who don't have a cancer? Are they how they look like? So whether they are belong to the
like a
how you
cancer,
can
and
whether they are
are
belongs to
these
this
chest
group
X-rays look
or
like
this.
a person
And
who is
based on
having
these
a
two
who don't
input
have a cancer?
images,
Are they how
are
they
they
look like?
belong these images
So whether they are
represent
belong to the or how you can
cancers
whether they are belongs to
images or
this group
non-cancerous.
or
The
this group.
image related to
Based
non-cancerous
on these
patient.
two input
Means you are taking
images,
a decision.
are
Means
they
you are
belong?
saying
These
that
images
this
represent
image will
the
represent that group
cancerous
or this
images or non-cancerous
different which
images
group.
related to non-cancerous
Something
patient.
like suppose
Means
I
you are
give an
making a
image
decision. Means
to
you
the
are saying
person.
that these
This is the
images will
person. He has to say
represent
that he
that
is
group or
a
this group.
comedian or he
Okay,
is a
represent
hero.
which group it
He is
is,
a
or something
comedian or
like
hero.
suppose I give an
So
image to
this
the
image
person,
is belongs to the
to the
comedian
person he has
group
to
or
say
the
that
hero group. I
he
want
is
to
a
identify. It's a
comedian or he
classification.
is a
This kind
hero.
of means
He is
the
a
input when
comedian
I am
or
giving
hero.
input. This input
So
belongs to
this
the
image
which
is
group?
belongs to the comedian group or
Dependent
the
number
hero
of
group. I
two
want to
groups. So each
identify. It's a
group is belongs.
classification process. This
Suppose
kind
there is
of
a
means the input
comedian
when I am
or there
giving
is a
input,
hero
this
or there
input
is a
belongs to the which group
cancerous patient or
depending on the number of
non-cancerous
output
patient.
groups. So
That's
which
how
group
which
he is
is
belongs
the
to?
mechanical
Suppose he is
engineering
a
concern. There is a
comedian or he
computer
is a
or there is a
hero
machine
or he is
there is a
a
person or you can say
cancerous
computer.
patient or non-cancerous
What
patient.
a computer
So as
does,
far
it
as the
will
machine,
give
mechanical
the
engineering
image.
concerned, so there is a
So what you
computer
can
or there is a
say
machine,
that this
there is a
image
person
is
or you can say computer.
this image is
What the computer
having
does, he
some
will give
defect or not.
the image.
Suppose like inventory. Suppose you have
So
taken
what
some
you can say
inventory
whether
or
this
some
image is
a part, some
I this image is having some defect or not. Suppose like inventory. Suppose you have taken some inventory, some a part, some part of some automobile part of image. We capture the image in the different directions, and we can say that whether they are in perfect condition. Is there any defect in that? Is there any defect? If there is a defect, say yes. Otherwise, no. Means the given image you are saying that whether there is a defects or there is a no, there is no defects. It means you are classic. You are assigning a label, or you are saying that whether which class is belongs to or which group is belongs to. Okay. So such kind of problems is called a classification problem. Is this clear? The classification type of problems.
There are complex problems.
Classification
These
type of
complex
problems.
problems are solved very easily.
We came to the conclusion that
What is the input
there
parameter
are
for
complex problems, and these
detecting
complex problems are solved by the one second.
quality of the cyst X-ray?
Hello,
Input
sir.
parameter.
Hmm.
Image.
So, what is the input parameter for detecting the quality of the cyst X-ray? Input parameter.
Image.
Suppose some people are
Yes, sir.
diabetes.
Images will give so many images we will feed. Suppose I will take the diabetic retinopathy. Suppose using the questionnaire. Right? Suppose some people have a diabetes, and those if you take
Do you have a COVID or not? Let's say COVID exam. What you will do, you will ask,
so
okay,
there's a doctor,
see this guy.
and what the doctor you will want to go with doctor. You will suppose you want to know that
Then what he does, he will
you have
examine
a
and he will say that
COVID
you
or not.
have
Suppose
COVID,
it's a COVID
there is a
exam. What you will do? You will ask for the
based on
CT
this
scan,
message, COVID positive or not, or you can
lungs.
do some kind of grading.
Then what he does,
There
he
is
will
scientific
examine
and
and he will say
or
that
something.
you have a
How do you
COVID.
grade?
If there is a damage
So
in
he
the
is
some lung,
pathologist.
something based on that he can say the COVID positive or not, or he can do the some kind of grading
Based
also,
on his
whether it's high
expertise.
severity or low
He has
severity,
a
something
knowledge.
like.
Expert means he
Okay,
has
how
a
he is doing?
knowledge.
Because he is a
And by
pulmonologist.
seeing this image,
He's a pulmonologist. So based on he's an expert in that. He's expert. He has a knowledge. Expert means he has a knowledge. And by
by seeing
seeing
this
this image,
image,
by seeing this image,
so by seeing this image, he has a knowledge. How he got knowledge? By studying this some of the books or
by
some
seeing this
previous
image,
patients also he can get some knowledge. Day to day we will update knowledge.
so by seeing this image,
And he can take whether
he has a
he
knowledge. How
is
he
a
got knowledge?
good
By
or
studying this some of the books or some
isn't it?
previous patients also he can get some knowledge.
Similarly,
Day to day he will
in
get
this
update
book,
his
this I
knowledge.
have replaced the
Accuracy.
computer. When I give
And he
this
can take
computer
whether
to
he
test
is
experiment,
having
he
COVID
can say
positive or
that
a
it was
COVID
working.
negative. Isn't it?
Something like that. Is that clear?
Similarly, in this I am
Here the
replacing the
input is
computer.
image.
When I give this computer to chest X-ray, it has to say that it positive or negative,
Or
something
you
like
give
that.
the image
Is
of
that
your
clear?
dairy product or something you are
Here
inventory
the
product.
input is
There you
image,
can edit the defect, there is a defect or not. How? God, we already, there is a computer
or you
program.
can give the image of your
And
any
there is
product
enough
or something
knowledge
your
to say that by
inventory
looking at the
products,
product,
and
by
there you will
examining the
identify the
product,
defect. There is a
by
defect or not.
examining
How?
those images, it
Because
will
we already
identify
there is
whether
a
the
computer
particular
program,
image is having
and it
defect
has
or
enough
not.
knowledge to say that by
Because that
looking at the
is
product, by
trained.
examining
You
the
are
product,
trained. The
by
training is
examining
not rocket.
those
If it's
images, it can
just
identify
a drop
whether
box,
that
it has
particular
such capability.
image is
How
having
will you
defect
get
or
such
not.
capability? Will soon.
Because that is trained. I mean, we all train that. The training is nothing but knowledge. We will see all those things. Just in
Now you
block
understand
box,
what the
it has
classification
such
problem. You take
capability.
some
How
input,
it will get
you
such
will
capability, we
identify
will
that which
soon
group is belongs.
we will see. Okay, by the
Right?
hopefully by the end of this
So
class we will
to
get some
solve this
clarity.
classification
Now you
problem,
understand what is the classification
hello?
problem.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
take
yes,
some
yes.
input,
Yeah, what is
you will
the
identify that which
this is the
group
some
is belongs.
reference image also to just evaluate whether
Right?
the image is
So to
matching
solve
with
these
that or
classification
not.
problems,
Hello, hello.
yeah, yeah, yes.
But
Please
sir,
let me.
then there should be some reference image also to just evaluate whether the image is matching with that or not, and to take a decision.
No. See, that is already.
Given image should be compared with some reference image, something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. Can you unmute?
So I told you that he will get
Can you
some
mute
knowledge.
yourself so that because the background noise is coming? It
How
will
will you
come.
get knowledge? First
Yeah,
of
good
all, he will
question.
do.
So what is
First,
the
he will take
question is?
the image.
So I
He will
told you
take
that
the
he will get
image
some knowledge.
and he will take the image
How he will get
and
knowledge?
this
First,
person
what he will do?
will
First, he
take
will take
decision. He will
some
then
image.
there is a
He will take some
now
image, and
ground truth
he will take some
information
image,
related to this.
and this
Ground truth
person
information is related to
will
this.
take
He
decision.
can cross verify. He can
Then
cross
there is
verify.
the
Suppose this is error.
ground
If we
truth
are not
information
able to
related to this. This ground truth information is related to this. You can cross verify. he can the cross verify. Suppose if it is this is error, means he has wrongly predicted.
Right unda na side video fast one 828
So there is a computer. What is that? We will give an image. So it has predicted something. Suppose actually it has predicted something. But there is a ground truth.
So there is a computer.
And it will compare this.
What it does, it will give an image.
If this
So
is
it has
okay,
predicted something.
no problem.
Suppose actually he has
If it is
predicted
not
something.
okay,
But there is a
if there
ground
is
truth.
error, there is a
The ground truth.
error.
And he will compare
So
this.
This error it leads to the
If this is okay,
the
no
program to
problem.
rectify its
If it is
mistake,
not okay,
program will- so
means
this
there is error.
the
There
ground
is
truth
a
verification. The
error.
ground truth
So
is
this
happening
error
at the
it
learning
leads to
stage.
the program to rectify its
Learning
mistakes.
stage.
This program will
And
so this is
you can check
the
this
ground truth
learning
verification with the
capability
ground
of
truth
your
is
model.
happening at the learning stage.
Some other samples for which you have
The
ground
learning
truth
stage.
information.
And
For which you have
you
ground
can
truth
check
information.
this
Suppose
learning
this learning
capability
is
of your
happening
model.
in training phase. You can say
Some
for
other
training.
samples for which you have a ground truth information.
Training.
For which you have a ground truth information. Suppose so this learning is happening
So we have to test it.
in
Why
training
have
phase.
to
You
test
can say
it?
it's
Because
called training.
in the
I will
classroom, if the
introduce the
teacher
terms
is
later.
teaching
So I
some
am calling
concept,
training.
I have to test. How
So
to test?
once
I will
during this
conduct
training
some
what it has
exam.
learned,
Similarly, I
so
have
we have to test
with
it.
respect to the
Why I have to test it? Because
I will give some
in the classroom,
questions
when a
and
teacher
there
is
is a
teach
key.
some
There is
concept,
a
I
key
have to
for
test. How I will
solution.
test?
I
I
will
will conduct
rectify
some
it.
exam.
Whether
So
you have done
similarly, I will
correctly.
test with
Similarly,
respect to the.
so to test my model,
I will
I
give
will give
some
some image
questions
and
and there is a
check
key.
his
There is
prediction
a key
and I
for
will
those
compare with
solution.
this. I
I
will
will
compare
rectify
with
it,
this
okay?
to
Whether
know
he has
that
done
how
correctly or
well
not.
I have trained
Similarly,
my model,
so
how
to
well
test
I
my
trained the
model,
model.
I will give
When
some
I feel
image
that I have
and
sufficiently
check these
trained my model
predictions
means
and I will
there is
compare
no
with
scope for
this.
error.
I will
There is
compare with
0%
this
of
to
error.
know
Then
that
I can say
how
that
well I have
model is
trained my
perfect.
model,
Then
how
you
well
can
I trained the
real
model.
time environment.
When I feel
Yes,
that
there
I
is a
have
ground truth,
sufficiently
but this
trained my
ground
model,
truth is
means
useful
there is
to
no scope for
rectify
error, there
your
is
knowledge.
0% of error.
So when you are
Then I
making
can
such a
say that my
decision, with the
model is
decision
perfect,
of what you
then we
will
can
do,
deploy in
you
the
will do
real
the
time
corrections,
environment.
right? So
Yes, there is
because
a ground
how will
truth,
you
but
measure
this ground truth
the
is
similarly,
useful
they
to
will
rectify
your machine
your
learning model,
knowledge.
their model
Because
will
when you are
start
making certain
learning.
decision,
So
if the
that is
decision is
what the
wrong, what you
learning
will
fields
do?
are
You will do
training.
the corrections,
Am I
right?
right? When
So you
am
can say how we will do by
answer the
human
query
beings.
or still learning
Similarly, they
questions?
will your machine learning
Yes,
layer
ground
model
truth is
also
there,
will
but
start
suppose
learning.
a new sample
So
has
that is
come.
called the
A new
learning
sample
phase
has
or
come.
training
For the
phase.
new
Am I
sample,
right? I mean, am I
you have to
answer the
predict it.
query or still you have any
There is no
questions?
ground truth because you believe that
Yes,
whatever
ground
the
truth is
output is
there, but
given,
suppose
you
a new
believe that
sample has
whatever
come.
output is
A
given
new
by your
sample has
model
come.
is
For the new
100%. How
sample,
you come to that conclusion?
you have to
Because you
predict
already
it.
tested that
There is
model
no ground
on
truth
some
because
other
you
data.
believe that whatever the
You have
output is
run the
given,
same
you
sample
believe that
and
whatever
you
the
tested
output is
that
given by
and
your
the
model
testing it
is
has
100%.
passed.
How
Means
you come to
the
that
testing
conclusion?
has
Because you
got
already
100%
tested that
result,
model
100%
on some
accuracy.
other
Then
data
I can deploy
which you have drawn
means
from the
that
same
I
sample,
totally believe
and
on
you
my
tested
system.
that,
So
and the
whatever is
testing it has
output is
passed.
giving
It means the testing it has
is
got
correct.
100%
But
result,
this
100% accuracy. Then I
impractical
can
means
deploy
because
it.
in the
Means that
sense
I
it's in
totally
ideal
believe
case
on my
I'm talking,
system.
but
So
then
whatever
usually
is
there is
output is
some
giving
errors will be there. Suppose if there's
is
98% accuracy,
correct,
there is
but
no
it is
scope for there is 2%
impractical. I
of
mean,
loss.
because
It is always
in the
the
sense
research,
it's
the machine
ideal
learning
case
area
I'm
research.
talking,
We
but
are
there
always
usually
trying
there
to
is
improve this
some errors will be
predictive
there. Suppose
accuracy to
there is
reach
a
to 100%.
98% accuracy, there is a two scope,
Very
but there is a
few cases you will
2%
achieve
of loss. So
100%,
it
but
always in the
most of the
research,
time
in the
there
machine
is
learning area
a
research,
scope
we
for
are
the
always trying to
error.
improve this the
How to
predictive
manage
accuracy to
the
the
performing better?
100%.
Because
But
Father,
it's
you can
very
find
rare.
ground.
Very in few cases
Ground
we will
truth
achieve
is
100%,
useful
but
is
most
to
of the times
learn this.
there is
That's why
a
so
scope
these
for the
classification
error.
algorithms are
How do
called
we know they are
supervised
performing
models
better?
because
Because for
this
that you
is
require a
called
ground truth.
supervised
Because the ground truth
algorithm
is
or supervised
useful
models are
is to
supervised
learn this.
algorithm.
That's why.
Why
So these
supervised? Because
classification
this
algorithms
ground
are
truth will
called
act like a
supervised model.
supervisor.
Because of this,
What
it
does
is
it
called
mean supervisor?
supervised
He will do the
algorithm or
correction, right?
supervised
If you have
models
done some
or
mistake,
supervised
he is there
algorithms.
to
Why
correct it,
supervised?
right?
Because this
In
ground
that
truth
sense, it
will
is
act
supervisor.
like a supervisor.
Sir, I am
What is the
answering
duty of the
again.
supervisor? He will do the corrections, right?
Yes, sir.
If you have
Yes,
done
sir.
some mistakes, he is there to
So
correct
they
it.
there
Am I right?
during the training phase
In
and
that
testing
sense, it is
phase.
a
Once
supervised
the
model.
model is deployed, there is no
Sir,
ground.
am I answering your query?
So,
Yes, sir.
from
Yes, sir.
comparison to learning, you require ground
So that is
truth.
there, but during the training phase and testing phase. But once the model is deployed, there is no ground truth.
So
That is
far, I
what.
discussed
So
only one category
that
of
is that.
problems.
For the comparison to learning, you require ground truth. That's why it is called supervised models. Now, one category of the problems we have seen. So far, I discussed only one category of the problems. One category of the problems. No. So we have seen one category of problems are called
specifically called,
classification
to
problems.
solve the classification problem is called classifier. A machine
The machine
learning
learning
program
program,
solves
the machine
the
learning program
classification problem is called
specifically
classifier.
called,
There
which
are
solve the
hundreds of
classification problem
classifiers
is
also.
called
There are hundreds
classifier.
of classifiers are there in the
The
AI
machine
engineering
learning
area,
program which
and
solves the
you have to
classification
choose the
problem is
best
called
one
classifier.
according to the
There are
norm. So there is
hundreds
no
of
classifier
classifiers are
which
there.
solves
There are
all the
hundreds of
problem.
the
If there is a
classifiers are
case
there in the
which is
AI and
used
ML
for
area,
research,
and
the problem
you have to choose
is
the best
the
one
data.
according to your problem. So there is no classifier which solves all the problem. If that is the case,
The reason,
there is no scope for the research. If the problem
kind of model you have to choose.
deep learning and
Hello.
right, if there is a one good algorithm which solves all the
The
problem, what is
kind
the
of
need of
classifier
learning
you
other
have to
algorithms?
choose is depending on
That's
the
the
type of
reason
data and size of the
the
problem.
kind
This
of
is the
model we
type
have to
of data
choose.
and size of the problem, the
Hello.
type of problem. The other parameters which influence
The
the
kind of
in the
classifier we have
what
to
type of
choose is
classifier you
depending
are
on the type of
choose.
data
Okay, it's
and
always
size of the problem,
a
and
clever
it's the type
choice
of data and
whichever
size of the
classifier
problem
you
and type of problem.
choose for
There
your
are
solving
other
of the
parameters
problem.
which
Coming
influence
to
the what
your
type of
specific
classifier we are
problem,
supposed to
you are
choose.
using
Okay,
the
it's
AI
always
or data engineering.
a clever choice
Now you are seeing
which
that case
classifier you have to
now let's
use
see
for your
another type
solving
of
your
problem.
problem, and
So for
fine
that
tuning
we need to
this
understand
to
that.
your
So let
specific
us take
problem
one
is the
example.
duty of
Then
the
let
AI
me
or data engineer.
take an
Now we have
example
seen the
related to
classification problem.
what I
Now
can
let us
say
see
about
another type of problem.
mechanical
So
field.
for that, to make you understand that, so let us take one example. Then I will try to take an
Now
example which is related to
suppose you
the
can say what I do
what I
here.
can
There is
say in your
stock broker.
mechanical field.
So there is stock broker.
Welcome.
So what are the two types of
Now
stock?
suppose I can say what I
Stock
can say.
price
There is a
tomorrow.
stock broker.
What is stock price of tomorrow
So,
and
so
SBA?
this is stock broker. So what is the duty of the
So
stock?
today it is 2000
The stock price
rupees per share. What
tomorrow.
is the expected? But you say, sir, tomorrow it will be
What
around
is the stock price of
2100
tomorrow, like
or
SBI?
2100 rupees.
So today it is
How we
2000
see? Because the
rupees per
cost
share. What
in
is the
20 years
expected?
is 2
T-Body will
years
say,
and
sir,
only.
tomorrow it will
What the
around
stock brokers they are
2100,
they will come in the
some
morning,
2100
immediately he will observe the
rupees.
previous data and
How we
since 20
see?
years he is watching and
Because the
he
first
by
20 years,
purchase
his
the
duty is
previous
that
since
only.
20 years,
What the stockbroker,
definitely he
Subhay
has some
he will
knowledge.
come in the
With
mornings,
this
he
knowledge,
leave in the,
he
he
will
will
say
observe
that
the previous
the
data,
expected
and
price
since
of
20 years he
SBA
is
share
watching, and
tomorrow
he
is
will, by when he
21
was there in
Now
that
what
field
I'm
since
going to
20
do?
years, definitely he
Instead,
might
the
have some
stockbroker,
knowledge.
what he
With
will
his
do, he
knowledge,
will
he can
collect
say
some
that is
money, he will take
the
some
expected
commission, right?
price of SBI
So,
share tomorrow is
if
the
there is a computer
21,000.
program,
Now what I am trying to
if
do,
there is a computer program,
instead, because
you can say
stockbroker,
that if you
what he
ask
will
this
do,
computer
he will collect
program,
some money, he will
today the
take some
SBA
commission,
stock
right?
market price
Now,
is 2000, so what is the
if there is
tomorrow?
a computer
And what is the
program,
day after tomorrow stock
if
market
there is a
price?
computer
I
program,
can predict,
if
I
I
can
say that, if
say
I ask this
after two
computer
months what is
program,
the stock price?
today
After
the
2 years,
SBI stock
what is the
market price
expected
is
stock
2000, so
price
what is
of
the tomorrow?
SBA? I can,
And what is the day after
if
tomorrow
there is a
stock price?
program, what
I
I
can
did,
predict, I can
say
say
the duty of
after
the
2 months, what is the
stockbroker
stock price?
and replace
After
with
two
these two
years,
lines of
what is the
code.
expected
The
stock
two lines of
price of
code
SBI?
that is
I
called
can,
machine learning program,
if
and
there is
this
such
machine learning
program, okay.
program can
So what I
say
did,
that
the same, the
what is
duty
the
of the
expected stock price
stockbroker,
of
I am
this thing,
replacing with a few lines of code. The
right?
few lines
So
of
this type
code
of
that is called
problem
machine
is
learning
called
program, and this machine learning
the
program can
regression
say that
problem.
what is the expected stock price
So
of
if you observe
your
the
SBI,
difference between the regression problem and the
right? So
classification
this type of
problem.
problem
In the
is
classification
called
problem, earlier you can see
the
the given
regression
patient
problems.
information, he will say that whether
So
it
if you
belongs to
observe that the
positive
difference
group
between
or
the
negative group,
regression
isn't
problems
it?
and the
The
classification
positive
problem is,
problem means
in the
the
classification problem,
output
earlier if you have
quantity
seen,
is a
if I
discrete
given a
variable.
patient
Whether this group
information,
or
he will
this
say
group
that
are called a
whether it
negative group
belongs to
and
positive
positive
group
group,
or
this group
negative
are
group,
called a
isn't it?
negative group.
The
Means
positive group or negative
you can
means
say one,
the
the
output
positive group
quantity
or
is a
negative
discrete
group
variable.
minus
Whether
something.
this group
Means
or
your
this
this is
group
called
I'm
discrete
calling
value.
negative group
Either one
and
or
a
one.
positive group,
The word
this
is
group I'm
discrete.
calling
Either
a
left
negative
hand
group
or this hand.
means
There is no
you
in
can say
between value.
one,
There is
suppose the
no in
positive
between, no
group one and
0.1,
negative group
0.2, there is
minus one,
in between
something
value.
like means your this is called a
Whereas
discrete
in
value, either one or minus
in
one.
this case
The
now
word
the
is
stock
discrete,
market case,
either
the
that value or this
output
value.
is
There is no in
21,000,
between value. There is no in, there is
21,000,
no 0.1, 0.2. There is in
0.1,
between
22
values.
or the
Whereas in the
21, 0.1,
in this
21,
case
and
problem, stock market
0.2.
case, the output
Any possible
is
value, only this
21,000
one,
or
right? The output
21,0 0.1 rupee or 22, so 2100, not like that. 0.1, 2100, 0.3 there is any possible value. It's a continuous quantity, right? The output quantity in case of regression is the continuous value. It's very, very important.
Continuous, and here it is a discrete.
So here the output quantity,
So this, right?
Is it
Now
continuous?
let's take another example.
Continuous,
Let's take
and
an
here it is
example
a
of Indian
discrete.
Meteorological Department, IMD. Indian Meteorological Department.
Discrete, right?
Okay, if I ask
Now
you
let us
that,
take
what is the expected
another
temperature
example.
tomorrow? Today
I'll
it is
like
going
to
to
take an
be
example of Indian Meteorological Department, IMD, Indian Meteorological Department. Suppose if I ask him that, what is the expected temperature tomorrow? Today it is 20 degrees Celsius. What is the expected?
expected temperature tomorrow is
50
51.2
degrees
degrees
Celsius,
Celsius. He gets
51.1
some
degrees
number.
Celsius.
He
You see,
gets a number.
the
He is
IMD
continuous
scientist who is
one.
located in
If I
Visakhapatnam,
ask
the
you
Indian
that,
Meteorological Department
is the
scientist
rain
will say that
tomorrow is
the expected temperature tomorrow is
rain
51.2 degrees Celsius.
rain
He can say
tomorrow.
some number. If you
Is
look
there
at that
rain
number,
tomorrow?
it's a
Last, what
continuous
will he
quantity.
say?
If I
That
ask him
there
that,
is rain.
is
No,
there rain tomorrow? Is
there is no rain. There is
there
no rain. Right?
rain
Right?
tomorrow?
The same
Will there be
problem.
rain
If you ask
tomorrow?
if
If I
there is
ask him, what
rain,
will he
is there
say?
a rain? He will
Yes, there
say
is a
yes
rain.
or no.
No,
The output is different.
there
You
is
will say
there is
whether
no
yes
rain.
no or no.
There is no rain.
Our
What rain?
choices are only two. Yes
Right?
or
Means
no.
the
But here
same
the
problem.
choices are
If I ask that,
individual.
is
You
there
have
a
to
train?
expect a
Is there a
temperature.
train? You will say
52
yes or no.
degrees,
The output is different.
52.1,
You will say either yes
52.12,
group or no.
50.12
The
was there.
choices are
Rain
only two,
number
yes or no.
possible values,
But
right?
here the choices are unlimited. What
The
could the
regression
expected
problem,
temperature?
the output
52
count is
degrees,
a continuous problem,
52.1,
and in this classification
52.12,
problem, the output count is a
52.121. There could
discrete
be many
value.
number of
Right?
possible
A machine
values,
learning
right?
program which solves this
In the
kind of
regression
problem is
problem,
called a regressor.
the output quantity is a continuous problem, and in case of classification problem, the output quantity is a discrete value.
Regressor. So let us take,
Right? The machine learning program which
I don't know
solves
much
this
about
kind of
CNC machine,
problem
but
is called a
I'm
regressor.
seeing the
Regressor. So let us take.
some analogies related
I
to
don't know much about CNC machine, but I'm trying to map the
suppose
things.
the
That is
CNC
that the
machine.
problem. Uh,
So what
coming. I'm
it
trying
will
to
CNC.
take some analogies
So
related
there is
to your
axis and
situation.
right. So what the output is
Suppose in the
you
CNC
are getting
machine.
a product is certain surface
So what
finish,
it
right?
will
Certain
CNC.
surface finish. And
So there is
to get
axes
this
and all
certain
right. So
surface
what the
finish,
output is
suppose I
some
want
you
to
are
get
getting
surface
as a
finish of
product
0.01
this certain surface finish,
unit.
right?
So
Certain
suppose I
surface
want to get
finish,
0.01
certain
surface.
surface finish. Okay,
So to get this
and
surface finish,
to
so
get
what
this
is
certain
my
surface finish, suppose I want to get surface finish of
rotator
0.01.
speed,
I don't know
what
its
is RPM,
units and all,
what the
but suppose I
output.
want to get
So those
0.01 certain
parameters
finish.
will influence the
So
output,
to get
right?
this certain
Those
finish,
parameters will
so what is
influence
my
the finishing of
uh,
your
rotator
product,
speed
finishing of
and
your
what is
product.
RPM,
Right?
like
But
what is the
this
how we have
finishing of
to.
product
So
is
those
depending on
parameters will influence the
how
output,
fast
right? Those
your
parameters will
your
influence
motor will
the
rotate,
finishing,
certain
the finishing
RPM, in
of
which
your
direction, and all some other
product,
factors.
finishing of your product, right?
So
But
means this
this finishing
output
of
is
product
depending
is
on
depending on
is a dependent
the how fast
variable
your
on this. And here
your
all
motor
these
will
are
be rotating
independent
certain
variables.
RPM
Something
in which
like
direction and
let's
all
say
some
SC
other
is equal
factors.
to
Okay.
F a
So
comma b,
means
where C is
this
a
output is
continuous form.
depending on this.
Like
Means this
C
is
is
a dependent
the surface,
variable
the C is the
on this.
surface
And here
finishing, and
all
where
these are
the
independent variables.
function of
Something
A
like
is the
X, C is
fast
equal to
RPM and B
F
is
A
what
comma B, where
direction.
the
There
C
are
is a
the two
continuous
ways.
quantity.
C
Like the
also,
C
this is
is
another
the surface,
parameter
the
which
C is the
influences
surface
surface.
finishing, and where the function
Right? So
of
means to
A
get this
is the some RPM, what
certificate, so
RPM,
what could
and
be these
B is
values?
what
What could
direction.
be
There
these
are other
values?
could be in
If
C
I'm
also.
doing
There
this
could be
here,
another
what could be
parameter which
expected?
influence
What
the
could be
surface
expected
finish.
surface finish? I will get it.
Right? So it means to
So
get
before,
this
what is the advantage?
certain finish,
Before
so what could
executing
be
the
these
CNC
values?
machine,
What
if
could be
I
these
run the
values?
CNC with
Or
the
if I'm
machine,
doing with this value,
so
what
I
could
will
be expected?
what
What
could
could
be
be
expected
expected
finishing
surface
I will
finish? I will
get.
get
If
it.
I know in advance,
The
I can
before, what is the
fine tune these
advantage?
values.
The before executing
So
your CNC machine, if I
once I get
run the
decided,
CNC
the
with a
same values
machine
are
with
included in the CNC
so and so
machine, so that I will
parameter,
get
what could be
my
expected
desired
finishing
surface
I will get?
finishing.
If I know in
Right?
advance, I can fine tune these values till to
Right?
once I get
So
desired
this
with
type of
the same
problem is
values I will
called
put into the CNC
regression
machine,
problem.
then I will get my the desired surface finish. Am I right?
One second. Let me have a-
Right? Okay. So this type of problems is called a regression problems. One second, let me have one.
So far we have seen one category of problems called classification problems, another category of problems is called regression problem. Now let us see the another type
So
of
far we
problem.
have seen one category of problems called classification problems. The another category of problems
So
is
and
called a
I
regression
forgot to mention
problem.
the
Now let us
classification
see the another type of problems.
and the regression. Regression are all these problems are called supervised
So, and I forgot to mention the
Classifier
classification
and regression are called
and the regression.
supervised mode because
Regression
so these
all
models
these
will
problems
learn,
are called
they will
supervised.
learn using the ground truth.
Problems are supervised models. The
Label
classifier
for
and
label.
regressor are called
By
the supervised
comparison
model
label,
because
there is error
so these
and
model
this
will
error is
learn.
rectified or
They will
bringing
learn
to try to
using
bring
the
to
ground
zero
truth.
error by doing some corrections. By the
A label.
corrections
This is
is
also called
the
label.
learning. That
By
there is a
comparing the
learning takes
label,
place
there is
by
error, and this error is rectified or bringing to
you are
try to
doing
bring it to zero
after the
error
predictions
by
you are
doing
doing,
some
those are
corrections, or
correct.
by that corrections is called the learning. That there's a learning takes place by minimizing to minimize this error. If the error is zero, it means that you are doing what are the predictions you are doing, those are correct. The more you can deploy the model. That's in that sense. Now, suppose there is another type of problem is called anomaly detection or outlier. Anomaly detection and outlier. So what is this anomaly detection? Suppose I will take one example. Suppose if I say 2,
So what is the odd man
4,
out?
8,
What is the odd man out?
16 and 32.
2, 4, 8, 16, 32.
So what is the odd man out here?
32.
What is the odd man out?
32.
2, 4, 8, 16 to 32.
31.
Not 32. This is
32. 32.
not 32. This is 31 if I keep suppose something.
2.
No. So it's a 31. Suppose all are
31.
correct. 31 because
31.
it is 2 to the, it is 2 to the power of 1. It is 2 square. 2 to the power 4. But it's supposed to be 2 to the power of 5. 32. But the 31 is there
So this kind of problem,
because you know this
this
pattern,
is the odd man out is nothing but outlier.
and this is
What's
deviating from this
outlier? This is
pattern.
not following the regular pattern. Right? This is not following the
Deviating from this
Now let
pattern,
us see
right?
how
So
we
this
can
kind of
do
problem
the-
here, this is the odd man out is nothing but outlier.
As a different
What is
example
outlier?
of
Which is
defect.
not following the regular pattern. Am I right? Which is
Suppose
not
this is
following the outlier.
corresponding
Now let us see how we can use in the in our
So this is
solving the
contained
problems.
in
There are
an
certain
image
problems like as
of
it took
bearing
the example of defect.
bearing or someone.
Suppose this is
The
corresponds to
bearing,
the
image.
actual
This
image, I mean
is
correct
an
image. So this is correct correct image
is the correct image.
of bearing.
Suddenly
Sorry,
there is a
bearing or some product.
which is
The
not
correct
similar
image
to
of
this.
bearing. This is the correct image.
This is
So
not
this image
there's a
is
new
having a
image
defect.
come and it is not similar to the previous one.
This is our
It
correct
means I
image.
can
This
say
is
that
correct
this is
image.
the defect.
But suddenly there is a
This is a
image
defect.
which is not similar to
The
this.
image which is not
This is not.
similar to
There is a new image come
there is
and
a
which is
problem
not
with
similar
that
to the previous one.
image.
It means I can say that this is the defective image. This is a defective image. This because the image which is not looking like the previous image means there is some problem in that image, means that could be a defect. Suppose frequent intervals I am capturing the or taking some images of your product, some images of product, or some images of your inventory. I can say. Suppose if you take the inventory, what is the inventory?
Right?
Suppose there is a track. There are some products. There are some products here. So full of products are there. Suppose there is a product. There is a product. Okay. There is a product. Right? So when I'm so there is a surveillance camera. There is a camera in your inventory. What it does? It keep on watching, taking the through this CC camera. I'm getting the images. At every 1 minute, I'm taking the image of this inventory. Suppose some thief came, and some thief came. He has stolen. Some thief came. He has stolen this. He has stolen an item which is located in the second row and third row. So this corresponds to this image. This corresponds to this image. So this image is and this image, they are not looking like same. Means there is something happened in this image. There is something happened in the image. So like that, there is we can identify that whether there is a threat happened, whether there is any person has stolen any product or not. Because in the frequent intervals of time you are taking images and there is so when there is an abnormal activity. Suppose there is a fire. There is a fire. then some abnormal activity is happening, we can easily identify that by using these machine learning models. How? Means we know that the behavior of this,
behavior of the previous patterns,
we know the
then
behavior
differs
of this,
to
and we
certain
know if
threshold, we can
this
definitely
the,
say
is
that
the
that is an
behavior of
abnormal
new
activity.
is
That
a
could be
different
some
behavior, having a different than
robbery,
the
that could be
behavior of the
some
previous
ticket fraud,
patterns,
that could
and
be
then it differs
cancerous tumor,
to certain
something like that.
above certain
So such
threshold,
kind
above
of
certain threshold,
problems
we
of
can
cost
definitely say that
limitation
that is
are
an
also there.
abnormal activity. That could be some robbery, or that could be some defect product, or that could be a cancerous tumor or something like that. Okay? So such kind of problems are called anomaly detection or outlier problem, outlier detection. Okay? So means outlier is nothing but a sample which is having abnormal behavior, right? So these problems also we can solve using, like I told you a good example, that where the inventory was maintained and then the certain stolen robbery happened. So if you capture the image and that we can compare with the previous image, then we can say that. Of course, this problem we can solve it using the classification also, because when you have the sufficient patterns of the normal behavior, when you have a sufficient images which are related to the robbery, whenever there a robbery happens. So if you know that, so it will understand the behavior of how the images of when the robbery happened. It will understand if there is no robbery, it will understand those patterns. So when new image come, it will identify that it will belongs to this. It is matching the patterns of this group, or it is matching the patterns of non-robbery. So based can classify it also. Means the anomaly detection problem can be converted into the classification also. But the question is, if you have sufficient amount of data is related to the abnormal activity, isn't it? Abnormal activity could be a fire alarm, it could be
Detection problems. Now, so there are other type of problems that called clustering problems and all this stuff. I'm not discussing
right.
all these things, but as far as
So this is how we can solve this kind of anomaly detection
so we
problems.
mostly use the
Now,
classification
so
problem.
there are
Then
other type of problems are
sometimes
called
various
clustering problems and all this stuff. I'm not discussing all those things, but as far
taking
as your most of the people
there
mechanical
is a
is, so we
problem.
mostly use the classification problem and regression problem, and sometimes you may face the anomaly detection problem. So if I want to putting it together,
Question, what is the input for the civil
all the
program?
concepts.
The
So there is a
data
problem.
related to the problem, the
A
data
problem of
related to
any
the
type
problem. Once you
could
give
be
the machine
solved
learning
by
program,
ML
will
program.
read the data,
The
read
question
the
is, what is input
data,
for this
use
ML
the
program?
data, and get some
The data are related to
and
the
this knowledge will
problem. The
help you
data related to the problem.
to
So once you give this, the machine learning program will read the data, will read the data and get some knowledge.
Now,
And this
depending
knowledge
on the
will help you
problem
to the
dimensions, there are different kind of
decision. So
classifiers
decision is nothing but solution to the problem.
and then
Solve the problem.
regressors. Now, for the analysis, we can consider we can say
Now,
outliers. We can analyze
depending on the problem I
outliers.
mentioned, there are different kind of classifiers,
There are different varieties of classifiers and
and there
there
is
is
a
literature
regressors.
and there are different
And of
models
course,
of
anomaly detection, we
and
can pose
you
it
can
as
say
we can say outliers, we can say anomaly detectors and all
logistic
this stuff, because of abnormal activity. So there
and
are different
polynomial
varieties
regression.
of classifiers are there in the literature, and there are different models of, like it is, you can say logistic. It is called linear regression
Based on data, you have to write
and
a
polynomial
algorithm,
regression.
sir.
The long
Based on the if there is algorithm is already there.
Based on data, you have to write a algorithm, na, sir.
Read the data. Whatever data you will give it, it will
based on the
generate it.
no
The
no no.
data is
So
good,
if there is
then
no algorithm is already there.
that is good.
Okay.
Suppose
No.
there is already is there,
So
and this
based on the
algorithm will
data,
read the data. Whatever the
you
data
can
you will
choose
give it, it will read the data. If the data is good,
this
the
set of code is called
knowledge is
classification.
good. I mean, you will get good knowledge.
Okay.
If it is
Okay.
a PNN, and I'm saying
So
the range
based on the
data,
data,
and I can say there's a
you can
subcode which
choose. I
are
mean,
machine,
you mean
and
that
for
there is
pathologists, it's
this set
everything.
of code is called classifier.
All this
Okay,
data,
so it
Okay.
could be there
usually
are
put
multiple. It
from
could be suppose there is a
checking
KNN,
how
and
to take
I'm
this
saying there is a
data,
Navy base,
and this
and I can say
data
there is support vector
divide
machine,
into two
and
groups.
maybe
Okay.
the
One is
forest said the neural
group
networks
is
and
for
all.
the training
So
Okay.
and other
for
is
this
for testing.
data, which one
Of
is
this
good? You have
training, we
to
used
check it.
for
How? So
making
first
a
take this
model to
data,
them. So now
and
taking
this
k
data has
nearest
to
k nearest
divide into two groups. Okay, one is
and giving the
one
data
group
for the
is called a
training
training,
data,
and
it will
other is
get
called a
knowledge.
testing. So this
Okay.
training is used
knowledge
for
I am testing with the
making the model to
tested data.
learn. So suppose I'm taking KNN classifier, K nearest
To test
classifier.
whether like
Suppose
Okay.
I'm
training
giving the
means
data
suppose
called the train
I'm
data,
taking
it will get
I'm
knowledge,
training using
right?
machine learning
And
model.
this
So what
knowledge
I say,
I'm
okay,
testing
I
with the
take
help
an
of test
exam.
data.
Because
I will take
you
test
are attempting
data
all my
to test
questions
whether
based
like
on that.
training means suppose I'm taking now I'm training you the machine learning concept. What is the testing? I will conduct an exam.
So here,
If
Okay.
you are
based on
attempting
today's
all my
class,
question means
there
you
is
have
a
learned very
KNN
good.
classifier.
Okay.
This
Again,
Then
KNN
then
we'll
classifier
use
I
this
train
KLN.
to detect the
ah,
defect
okay, I'm telling that. So here
Okay.
instead of today class, it means
Now, this
there is a
KNN
KNN
train,
classifier. This
Okay.
KNN
you have to test,
classifier I
right?
trained suppose
Here, some
to
people,
detect a
let's take
defect
as
on
an
your
Okay.
example. Some people are trained to
manufacturing
ask
industry or
questions.
any
There is
suppose.
some information,
Okay,
somebody
so
may
now
something
this
like that.
KNS
So how can I
trained
check it whether
and you
following
have
my
to test
class?
right.
Then I will
You
ask
cannot
some
simply
question. They
believe.
are
Simply
answering me, they
training
are
doesn't mean that
following something like
some
that.
people what we will
So
do
I
like
can
some when
classify.
I'm
How
teaching
to
this, some
test
people
it?
may sleep,
How?
somebody may
The
alert,
reason
something
today
like that.
that
So
today
how
class
can I
there is
check it
that
whether they are
somebody
following my
the
class?
data set
Then
different
I have to
training and
ask one question.
testing
If
is
they are
type
answering
of
means
this
they are
data.
following me, something
To
like that.
improve it,
When you are
Okay.
trained the classifier, you
the
have to
model has
test it.
learned.
How?
How
So
to
that's the reason to test that there is a you have to separate your data set into training and testing, and this
Okay.
test data
if this
you
test
use it
fails means then we
how
will go for
good
NBS
the
some
model has
other.
learned, how good
Okay.
the
Yes.
model
Or
has
you can
learned.
retrain. Suppose
Okay.
if I don't
So there are
understand my
different
class,
machine
what
learning
you will do?
algorithms existing in the
Second time
literature.
you will try a
So
different.
If this
Suppose
test
first time
fails
try
means
to
then we will
explain
go for
one
NB or
one
some
way.
other.
Okay.
yes,
You
or
don't
you can retrain
understand
it.
or then
Okay.
Suppose
so
if I don't
different
understand
direction.
my
Then you
class,
can
what you will do?
retrain it.
Second time you will try in a different.
Then
Suppose
otherwise you can
first I
change
will
the
try to
algorithm.
explain the
Change the things.
concept in one way.
Okay.
Then the same
You are
teacher
not
can
understanding, sir.
teach
I'm not.
similar
Then
different way
a
or
different direction.
you
Same way you
can
can
change the
retrain
teacher
it.
something like that.
Okay.
Then otherwise you can change the algorithm. Means you can change the teacher.
Okay. Okay.
So whether same teacher can teach in different way or you
Oh,
can change the teacher, something like that.
okay. Okay. Understood.
If you don't understand the concept, what you will do? You will change the train the trainer, you will change the you will ask the faculty to change the same way. From
Okay.
them you will get identify the best teacher or best classroom, something like
Like
that.
physics, we can change it to chemistry problem, physics, like that. Okay.
Clustering a type of problem.
The cluster means a different programming code.
No. So see,
Suppose
okay, see.
there is some
Let me
heterotype
explain.
in
Let me
heterotype.
explain. So clustering a type
They
of problem.
launched trucks. Okay. So what they do, so they
Um,
want to increase the publicity. They want to increase the sales.
Suppose there is some hetero
For
trucks.
that, what they will
Hetero
do, they will take the patient
as a
data.
launched trucks.
The
Okay, so
patient
what they do,
The patient
so they
data,
want
how they
to
look like,
increase
suppose
the
they will have
publicity. They
data.
want to
They will
increase the
take all the
sales. They
hospitals,
want
the
to
data
increase the sales.
from,
So for that, what they will do,
they
they will
will
take
take
the
data from
patient
all the
data.
hospitals.
They will
But
take
here,
the patient
they will have their
data.
name and
The
all the
patient
stuff, the
data, how they
symptoms,
look
and
like?
but they
Suppose
don't
they
say
will have
that
data.
whether they
They
are
will take
having
all the
cancer or any
hospitals, the data
specific.
from
Somebody may
all the
have
hospitals.
diabetes,
They
or
will take
somebody may
some this
have
data from all the
cancer,
hospitals.
somebody may have
But
rheumatoid,
here
somebody may have
they will have
lung
their
cancer,
name
somebody may
and all
have
this stuff, their
any issue,
symptoms,
somebody may,
but they
but they
don't say
don't
that
specify
whether they are
because
having
what
cancer
they
or
say,
any
but they
specific
don't
disease. Suppose
specify
somebody may
what
have
type of
diabetes or
ground truth,
somebody
what
may
is the
have
problem they are facing
cancer,
or
somebody may
ground.
have rheumatoid
This
arthritis, somebody may have lung cancer, somebody may have
so
some
this
kidney
information is
issues,
not
somebody
given.
but
But
they
simply you
don't
have
specify
patient information,
because
all
the
the patient
combination issue,
symptoms
right?
and
They
all.
don't specify
So this
what type of
differential
ground truth, what is
they
the problem they
do.
are
So
facing. This is
based
not a
on
ground
these
truth.
features,
This is
so
missing
they
there.
will group the
So this
greatest
information is
data.
not given. But simply you have a
This
patient
group
information, all the features,
information
symptoms,
that
and all.
some
So both
characteristics
these
they will
retro
group.
drugs,
This
so
set
they
of
will,
code has
so
something
based
from
on these
here. This
features,
set
so they will group.
something from
They
inside. This
create
is
the
from
groups.
the rheumatoid
So this
arthritis,
group is
rheumatoid
the
arthritis,
people based on some
some cocaine
characteristics they can
arthritis.
group. So
So
this
this
set of people
reproduce
are
what they
suffering from the
have done.
cancer.
They
This
have made a group of people
people suffering
based
from
on the
HIV. This
similarities.
from
Suppose
rheumatoid arthritis,
you look at
rheumatoid arthritis, something, some
you are
problem, some
giving me.
phobia and all.
So I will
So this hetero drugs,
frequently move
what
a
they have
set of
done,
people
they have made a
whose
group of people
tastes are
based
similar.
on the
I am
similarities.
very close to the people who are
Suppose if you
more
look at
favorite team. Suppose
suppose if you
my
are
usual
taking me,
team
so
more
I
better.
will frequently move to a set of people whose tastes are similar to me, because I am very close to the people who are having more frequent tea. And suppose I usually take the tea more time, so usually I will associate with the members who have a similar taste, right? Like they will take more number of teas and something like that. Right, those people I can say it's a cluster, a group. Then with those people we can associate, right? Simple. Suppose when you are making a friendship with somebody else, almost your taste, I cannot 100%, but there is a certain 80% or 70% matching in taste. In the similar way, based on some criteria, some similarity, I can make the groups. So what is the advantage of this? So this heterodox will come to know that this particular set of group people are having cancer. They will directly target these people and get their numbers and directly call them with the publicity. So what will happen in the less amount of time, with the few investment, few cost, few publicity cost, they can achieve the more target, because they are targeting the intended recipients. But how they are getting? By grouping this data. This is called the clustering. Understood this question? Understood this concept?
So this is a kind of problem. The difference between the previous programs to this
Yes, I
program is
understood the
the
question.
clustering. In your data, you don't have a ground truth information or the label.
This is called a clustering. Okay, means
In your data, don't
this
have
is the
a
kind of problems
idea.
where the difference between the previous problems to this problem is in the clustering. In your data, you don't have a ground truth information or the label information. So when your data don't have a label, you don't have any option. You have to do the clustering. So in the clustering also, you have different kind of algorithm. Like you can see the K means algorithm, K means DB scan, and fuzzy C means the n number of algorithm. So which algorithm is suitable to your data is your so the today class I will discuss about why we require AI, and what is the significance of this AI models and ML programs, what is it, how they are different from the normal program, and with the help of this program, what are the different problems we can solve, like classification problem, regression problem, outlier problem, and the clustering problems. Okay. So these are closing my section and further doubts there. I think we are near to 9. Just 7 minutes are there for question.
Very nicely. So I now came
Uh,
to know each
Hello, sir.
basics of
Yes.
AI.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah.
Sir,
Simple words.
it was an excellent session. I was through earlier in the AI field, but you took very nicely. So I now came to know each and basics of AI. Very
Yes,
in
yes.
simple words. I
Yes,
understood
yes.
classification model, regression model, and the last one clustering also. Really good session. I have a small question, sir.
Yes,
That
yes.
as you have a comparison with the human learning process, the machine learning
Exactly.
exactly goes parallel with the human learning, correct?
Yes, yes.
And you talk about the error and corrections while learning stage.
Yes, yes, yes.
In the human learning process also, like if you take a supervised learning, so
Yes,
you
yes.
can't expect 100% outcome from the like our students. As a faculty member, we all have experience. So here in this model also, how do you expect 100% learning for the model?
So yeah. So what you suppose I am taking some concept, some thermodynamic mechanical people, I can say some thermodynamic concept. Okay. To the faculty student. First, let me take the general cases, then I will come to the. Suppose I will ask the students. I will explain one time. I will ask the students. Okay, are you understanding? They said sometime somebody may say no. If I explain the same concept in different ways, same faculty in the different way and 1,000 times, will everybody can understand? Is there a chance that will everybody can understand? Yes. If I teach the same concept in a different way, n number of times, suppose I can say 1,000 number of times. I don't think nobody will say that didn't understand the concept. Same way, when I solve the problem, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to increase the data. When I'm trying to increase the learning base. The base means you are training data. When I increase the more volume of the data, there is the likely that we have a less chance for the errors. Means I am feeding the enough data to my model so that the model have enough scope to learn. So when it has enough scope to learn, we can minimize the error. So that's what the deep learning where we are talking about, where the traditional machine learning algorithm fails when the data is valueless, and of course the data is of unstructured, like your image, you can say your videos, you can say your Twitter data, text processing. So when these things are there, just machine learning are there, but they have a certain limitation. Then suppose if you are talking about Twitter data, so you see why we are going to deep learning model, why there is a machine learning model. Suppose earlier we have less amount of data, so we have used solve the problems with the help of machine learning model. But now the question is, the models are same, but the question is on the other hand, because of the rapid development in the technology, the vast amount of data is being created. Every number of, but when there is certain data, huge amount of data,
So that's the
the
reason
machine
we are
learning
talking
model will
about deep
collapse
learning models,
because it
which
cannot
are
handle
capable
a
to use with
huge
this
amount of data. It will
huge
take
amount
longer
of
time.
how we are
Even
creating
longer
deep
time
learning
also
models
sometimes
by creating the
it may
complex
fail to give the
machine
good
learning,
accuracy or
implementing
good
complex
performance. So that's the
neural
reason
networks.
we are talking
Today,
about deep learning models,
computers, when you have
which are
computational
capable to
networks,
deal with
they
this
require computation.
huge amount
That's
of
why we
data.
are
How we
talking
are
about
creating this
GPUs
deep
and
learning model?
GPUs and
By
GPUs
creating a
servers and all.
complex machine learning. The deep
So
learning model
idea
is
is
complex
we
neural
can
networks,
increase the
where
volume of the data.
of course when
There
you
is
have
a
a
less
complex
risk
neural
scope.
networks
We can minimize
required
the error.
computations. That's why we are
That's
talking
why we
about
are talking about
GPUs and
machine learning and
TPUs
deep
and
learning
GPU
and
servers
GPU
and all.
technology. Thank you, sir.
So
Thank
the
you, sir.
idea is,
Thank you, sir.
if you have a
Thank you,
increase the
sir.
volume of the
Thank
data,
you,
there is a less risk scope. You can
Ramalingaswamy
minimize the error. That's it.
Next, we are going to
That's
this.
why we are talking about machine learning, deep learning,
So for
and the
this
GPUs
medicine,
and all the
so
stuff.
medicine.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
What are the tools? Tools. Usually
So
Python
guys, if you
just
have any
kind of
queries,
sir, Python is
Sir,
like
for this
Hello, sir.
machine learning,
almost comes on
yeah, yeah.
what are the tools,
yes.
sir?
Just simply
Tools,
everything
tools.
matplotlib to visualize your
Usually
data or to do lots of plots
Python,
and that.
Sir,
scikit
Mainly
learn,
to perform the
like
sir,
classification
Python
task
is
like
like
for
pandas
scikit-learn.
and
That's the
matlib, all
concept.
those comes
If
under
you know the concept, how
numpy.
there's a
yes,
concept
but
learning,
everything
doing it from the
matplotlib
scratch
to
also.
visualize your
To save
data,
time, you can use
to
Okay,
draw
sir.
some plots and
from
all.
SQL
But
learning.
mainly to perform the classification and all, you require
Pandas,
scikit-learn.
numpys are used.
That is the
Hello,
libraries
sir.
are there. Of course, if you know the concept,
Hello,
suppose there is
sir.
a concept, you can do
Hello.
it from the scratch also. But to
You're
save the time,
audible.
you can use the inbuilt libraries from
Can I
SQL
ask
learning.
a particular,
Okay,
suppose
Yeah,
we are getting one
pandas,
particular
numpys are
problem.
useful.
Hello,
So
sir.
we
okay.
can decide whether it is
Yeah,
coming
yes.
Hello,
under
sir.
AI,
Yeah,
ML
yeah,
or
yes.
DL.
Hello.
Yeah, you are audible.
Hello.
Yes, please go.
AI, ML,
Sir,
Yeah, you are
suppose a
audible, sir.
particular,
see the under
suppose we are
umbrella
getting one
AI,
particular problem.
there is
So
Hmm.
how
you
we
can
can
say
decide whether it is coming
subhead, you
under
can say
AI, ML,
AML
or
machine
DL?
learning. Again, because there are machine learning, there are
AI,
different kind of
ML,
models.
all are
There
same.
are
If you see the under
statistical
the
based
umbrella of
models,
AI,
there are neural network
there
based
is a
models,
you can
there
say a
are
sub
models
branch.
which
You
are
can
based
say
on
is AML
reactivity
machine
and
learning.
SVM and
In again,
but
it's because there are machine
there is one
learning, we have a
specific
different
group
kind of
called
models.
ANNs. Okay? So this
There are some
ANN is
statistical
a
based
part of
models.
the
There
machine
are neural
learning
network
and
based models.
create the
There are
complex ANN that is called
models
deep
which are based
learning.
on Vapnik theory like
You can
SVM
say
and all.
some
But
subset
there
of
is one specific group
AI
called
is ML
ANNs. Okay,
and
so
subset
this
of ML
ANNs is a
you can
part
say
of
is deep
the
learning or
machine
deep learning
learning.
technology.
And when I
It's
create
a
the
branch of
complex
ANN.
ANN, that
The
is called
question
deep
is these are
learning.
the
So
technologies.
you can say this
These are technologies
subset
and
of
they can
AI
use
is
it
ML,
for to
and
solving
subset of
any type
ML
of problem.
you can
The
say is
problem
deep
which I
learning or
mentioned,
deep
like
learning
four
technology.
problems
This
I
is
mentioned,
it's a
right?
branch of
You can
ANN.
apply to
The
any of
question
those
is, these are
problems
the
to solve. But this is your
technologies.
slightly mind.
Okay, these are technologies,
After that, those you
and
can use for
they
other
can
problems like
use it
dimension,
for to
prediction, and all
solving
those
the
stuff.
any
You can
type
use
of
for other
problem.
problems
The
also. The
problem which I
question is,
mentioned, like four
because
problems I
I said
mentioned, right?
that
You can
depending
apply
on the
to
problem,
any
the
of those
model will
problems to
vary.
solve them. But
Some
thing is,
few
you're
things
slightly
will be
modified.
very
Not only those,
important to
you can use for
identify
other
that which
problems like
problem
dimensional
address
prediction and all
means
this stuff.
there is a
You can
physics
use for other
problem, there is
problems
an
also. The
navigation
question
problem,
is,
there is a dimension prediction
because as I
problem,
said that
there is a
depending on
object
the problem,
problem,
the model
there
will
is a
vary. I mean, some
integration
few
problem.
things will be
So you
vary.
should have
But
background on what type
important to
of
identify
problem
that
you want to
which
solve.
problem you are
Then only you
addressing.
can
Means
identify the
there is
solution.
a classification problem, there is an anomaly detection problem,
Okay,
whether a
sir.
dimensional prediction
Thank you,
problem,
sir.
whether it is in
Dr.
a outlier
Ramalingaswamy, sir,
problem,
for
or
your
whether it is in a
valuable
regression problem.
information
So you
and
should have
also the
background on
basic
what type of
information
problem you want to
pertaining to
solve.
the machine
Then only you can
learning
identify the
problem
solution.
solving techniques. And with this, our participants got benefited a lot, as some of the participants were mentioning. It was very useful for them because they are very new to the technology. And from the session, we came to know that the various types of complex problems that to be solved using machine learning program. And in that we have mentioned mainly about the classification problem, regression problem, and also some outliers. So these are all the various kinds of problems can be solved using machine learning program. And also before that, you mentioned about the major differences between the normal program, where IT related programs, and machine learning programs. In machine learning programs, we can able to learn the given data and try to get the knowledge. Through the knowledge, we can solve the problem. This was we understood from your speech lesson session, sir. And lastly, you mentioned very valuable information for us. The DL, deep learning technique, is mainly employed once the machine learning cannot able to tolerate the data. If the data is very less, we can go with the machine learning, and if the data is huge, volume of data is more, we can take up the deep learning models to solve the problems. So this is what we understood from your session, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable information.
Thank you and
Thank you, sir.
have a good day. Good night.
Good night, sir. And dear participants, this ends our sessions today, two sessions, day 1. And day 2, tomorrow, we have 2
Thank
more
you
sessions.
and
And
have a good day. Good night.
tomorrow we have 2 more sessions. First session is about regression analysis and clustering by Dr. Dr. Ailaya from NIT Waranagal, and followed by that one, second session is about innovations in additive finishing, advanced finishing methods using AI and ML by Dr. G. Venkatesh from NIT Waranagal. First session is from Dr. G. Venkatesh from NIT Waranagal.
Actually, there is small correction due to non-availability of the Dr. Srinivas from IIT Madras. The session is postponed to Thursday. So tomorrow morning 2 sessions are tomorrow evening 2 sessions are there. The first session by IIT on regression analysis and clustering, and follows by innovation advanced finishing method by G. Venkateshwar. The first session of G. Venkateshwar is tomorrow. The second session of G. Venkateshwar is on Thursday. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, sir. Thank you, participants, for your patient listening. Now I'm ending the session.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
Hello, sir.
yes, yes.
Tomorrow second session will be conducted by whom?
Tomorrow second session.
No, we post in WhatsApp groups. No issue.